This legendary drum and bass producer has scammed his fans out of £10,000. There's so many people coming forward, it's kind of hard to even take a tally of. Comics is a drum and bass producer, originally a drum and bass producer group comprised of 3 people: George Levings, Guy Brewer, and Conrad Whittle. They began working together in 2002, and they've done quite a few releases with Aquasonic, Tangent Recordings, Good Looking Records, Metalheads. Since about 2012, George has been the only member in Comics. I've actually been a pretty big fan of their stuff in the past. Their sound is a blend of a variety of genres, including liquid funk, techno, soul, house, drum and bass. You can see here they've had quite a few number of releases over the years. Originally, there was a post about it a year or two ago on Dogs on Acid. Dogs on Acid is a popular drum and bass forum. The reception by the community was not too great. They didn't really believe him. Originally, the post was deleted, I believe, to it revealing personal information. Anyways, fast forward to about a month ago, and then this thread pops up. Comics owes approximately £6,000 in lessons. We want our money back. By the time it was all tallied over the past month or so, it's approximated to be over 9,000. I know, haha. Insert your dumb Dragon Ball Z joke here. But he owes around 237 hours to about 25 people. Now, it could be more than this. These are just the people that came forward. So let's dive into this thread here. It's 65 pages.
Holy shit.
One thing to mention before this is he does the lessons under the name Bear Music. You know, that's what they're referring to here. Bear Music Tuition is Comics. Comics is just George at this point. The other 2 people are not associated. So essentially they had a WhatsApp group with 110 members, and 25 people have come forward stating these issues here, that they have not received their lessons over the past few years. It could definitely be other people that are owed lessons too that haven't come forward. In fact, a lot of people came forward in this thread here. Some of them are people that made accounts just for this. Some of them are people that had accounts for years. Now, normally I'd be like, okay, these are just accusations, but when the accusations start to pile up to the point where they're in the double digits, and that there's people that are not related in any way to the other people who have reputations on this forum for 10 plus years, it's starting to become pretty believable. In fact, there's even him admitting to it later on. Now, it wasn't the fact that these students weren't making plans to commit to these lessons. It was more so the fact of him not showing up quite a few times in a row, ignoring them. This goes back as far as 3 years at this point. Some of the excuses given for not showing up to the lessons include depression. Okay, you know, everyone gets a little depressed sometimes. Moving house. We've all moved house. Breaking up with his girlfriend. You know, these are all valid reasons at this point. Starting to become a little questionable with how many things were happening. The passing of a family member. Okay, you know what? Maybe we're just assholes here. Bike crash and being hospitalized. Whatever. Okay, this guy has some bad luck. Festival and nightclub bookings. All right, sounds like maybe you could have pre-planned that one out a little bit more. Believe it or not, these excuses get pretty wild. Such as, I got stung in the lip by a bee. I can't show up. Okay, yeah, we've all been stung in the lip by a bee, right? Who hasn't been stung in the lip by a bee here? We actually even have a picture of it here. We got photographic proof here. Another great excuse is my Mac fell into the bathwater. Who hasn't had their Macintosh fall into the bathwater? Some of these people requested refunds, and he said things such as too much time has passed in order to request a refund, or he'll just ghost them. Now, over the 3 years, he made statements that he's going to improve it, it's going to get better, but the same issues kept arising, leading to this point here. What if I told you there are even people coming forward not from within the WhatsApp group? Not everyone getting lessons was even added to the WhatsApp group. Kind of raises the question of how many people has he not given lessons to that he said he would. It'd be one thing if the students didn't try to take initiative and set up the lessons, you forgot about it or whatever, that's one thing. But to make so many different appointments, not show up to them, like sometimes this will happen 5+ times in a row. These people are paying up to 12 grand in cash here, and they only had about 3 grand in them delivered. So that leaves about 9,000. So we've got quite a few different victims coming forward here. It really kind of gets rid of the idea that, oh, you know, maybe these people are just making this up, especially when there's like 30 people saying so. He's even ripped off Bobby Hill, man. How could you rip off Bobby Hill? Bobby Hill's a cool guy. A lot of these people are saying they don't even want their lessons anymore. They've waited so long. They've been canceled on so many times. We got a receipt here from someone with an account made 6 years ago, 2,000 posts. So, you know, I don't think this guy's making it up here. Paid 500 USD. He received only 1 out of 5 lessons, according to him. Some funny things arose from this, such as some people editing the comics Wikipedia and saying that they met at a Pokemon competition, which we don't know. That could be true. That actually could be true. We don't know. The person here saying he would get bombarded 3 times a day with calls and texts for payments. And as soon as he paid, he went missing for weeks. It reminds me of something. It sounds like, what is the word? Scam. Yeah, it sounds like a scam. I mean, a lot of people speculated maybe it's a drug issue, which is very possible at this point. Like, what really drives it home for me that it could be a drug issue is the fact that he was really eager to get the money from people. Calling someone 3 times a day, that's to get money for something you're not planning on delivering. Like, it'd be one thing if you're planning to give the lesson later that day, but not planning to do the lesson anytime soon and forcing people to give the money ASAP, kind of crackhead vibes for sure. So his sister originally had a response. She was helping set up the lessons. Apparently she's not that good at her job because she was lining up the lessons with gigs, somehow fucking that up. So there was an update from his sister that ended up being redacted. Not sure why. So there was a Bandcamp sample pack that he was a part of for COVID-19 relief funds, and it's really got people thinking like, hey, was that a scam too? Once you start scamming in one way, it starts to make everything else you've done in the past look like a scam too. I will say one thing. I went to the donation website linked in the description there, and I scrolled through the entire thing looking at all the donators, and I did not see anyone with the name George Levings or Comics, nor a description matching those names. I used Control Find once I had it all open. It did take a while to scroll through it all. It is possible it was sent anonymously with no description, but it makes no sense to do that when you're donating other people's money because then there's no transparency. Just saying though. A lot of people in the thread were upset that the fact that he blamed it on mental illness when they have mental illness too. It's like, come on, man. I'm not scamming people because of my ADHD. And then the person who originally posted the original thread that everyone was clowning him on, he found this post. Let's just hear what he has to say. And y'all thought I was crazy last time I tried to post about this and warn you, as it caused me a great annoyance to have to play games with him online to get my cash back. He was one of the few people that got a refund. Most of the people that got refunds, they had to do it through PayPal disputes. Some even said I was mental and even jealous of him when I was trying to warn you. He even said it stopped him from making music for a while. Comics was acting like the guy complaining was unreasonable, and his top priority was to heal the damage to his brand reputation. And then he was saying that this guy needs to make a statement now. It's even gotten to the point where his ex-bandmates were making statements about it too. In fact, one of them made a statement before Comics even did. Essentially, if you tried to bring it up in the WhatsApp group, you'd be attacked by everyone in there. So you basically have to sit in silence in there and not get your lessons, not get your money back, just wait while he gets stung by bees and drops his MacBook in the bathtub. At least he makes good music though. There's so much random shit in this thread. I didn't know this, but apparently the drummer from Dexy's Midnight Runners tried to scam someone over the sale of a mini brute. Yeah. I'm gonna say that one's definitely alleged. I love this one here. He can't be this poor, surely. I know drum and bass doesn't pay that well, but I just find it hard to believe a guy in Metalheads can't scrape together 6,000 grand or so. 6,000 grand. I mean, I don't know too many people that can scrape together 6,000 grand. A lot of other great memes in here. He literally spent 500 pounds I sent him in a week apparently. Sounds like he has spending issues. I don't think he has any issues spending. You may remember earlier I mentioned this. Bought 6 lessons for 400 pounds and received 4 after missed appointments and strange excuses, including a bee stung my lip. Fantastic. That's fantastic. It happens to all of us, man. That's happened to me so many times. Is it a bee? I know, guys, this is real funny, okay? You're laughing. I'm not laughing, okay? I'm gonna have to cancel my lessons for the rest of the week now. This person left the WhatsApp group. He paid $50 for a feedback session. That's a lot, by the way. I feel like that's a lot for feedback. There's a lot of people you can get feedback from for free. Some of them even qualified. He didn't turn up on multiple occasions. He essentially left because he saw how many people were getting screwed over. Okay, this one's a doozy here. Another member that's had an account for 7 years, only 6 posts though. 7th of January, 12th of February, 23rd of February, 2nd of March, 18th of March, 19th of March, 22nd of March, 24th of March, 31st of March, 13th of April, 26th of April, 26th of May, 28th of May, 19th of June. These are all the dates I contacted him to ask about a refund. Often I was ignored. The rest of the time, empty promises were made. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. If you contact someone more than 3 times for a refund, you're not getting that refund. It looks like about 10 there. Yeah, you're not getting that refund. Now, you guys may be asking, why don't they take legal action? Now, what they should do is take them to small claims court. They definitely should talk to a lawyer, though, and just see where they can take it. If anything, just to send a message. Like, I doubt they're really gonna get their money. So you may ask, what were his lessons like for the people that did actually receive their lessons? Essentially, it just boiled down to getting a tour on Discogs about how to find samples, things he sampled, how to sample in Ableton, just real basic shit. New excuse just dropped. He ripped them off because the bank locked his account. Yeah, that's suspicious, man. I refuse to meet with you. He also left me these really strange Facebook voicemails where he was obviously fucked up. Voice messages, you say? Go on. He's clearly trying to get some money so he can go party and tell him. Chased me like the Beatles for my $400 and then decided I was the reason his account got locked when it was time to make the meetings. I mean, even if your account got locked, like, did you not get the money? What the fuck? Never got a refund, never got a single lesson. Did get some creepy Facebook voicemails where he accused me of getting his bank account locked. Bizarre shit. Can't he just do the lessons? Well, it seems like he owes over 200 lessons now, so it's going to be a full-time job to do that. Going forward with the lessons would be kind of awkward. You may think, oh, this is all we got so far, just lesson scams. Not a big deal. There's more. We got show scams now too. So they booked him flights and hotel, and then they were going to pay him the second part of his fee 2 weeks before the artist's arrival. So George told him that his niece dropped his MacBook into a bath, and now he can't provide lessons of music production for his customers, and asked that he could transfer the money earlier. Interesting. It was also 1 week after the first payment. Not a red flag at all. So on the night of the event, George contacted them, and he needed $100 more for some reason. So they had booked the flight for 9 a.m., and it was weird because he was getting a call at 12 a.m. Anyways, he ended up not catching the flight and not making it to the event. So they booked him another flight after that, and essentially his luggage was too big, and they closed the gate, not allowing him on. Essentially, they didn't get their money back for the booking, and they didn't get a show, and they paid for 2 flights for him, as well as some extra money here and there. So yeah, it's not only lessons. And then it finally happened. We got the response from comics. Take a vote in the comments here, guys. Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Are we all wrong here? I'm currently in the process of sourcing the funds to pay back everyone who requested refunds on my tuition courses and is owed money, and I assure you that every single penny will be returned. The statement has not been an easy thing to write by any means, but I must wear my heart on my sleeve now and admit I let many people down. Not only that, I've let them down with something that means more to me than anything else in my life, which is music. I set out to be an inspiration and a mentor, but somehow I've had the opposite effect on many. I only have myself to blame for this. Music is my life. Okay, yeah. Everyone here is right to call me a scam artist. We got him, boys. We got him. I'm under no illusion that when I put myself in your shoes, I would come to the same conclusion and I would be anything but happy. Many of you expressed that the experience has demotivated you musically. That cuts me deeply. If you want to read his full statement, you can do so down below. Essentially though, he says he's going to pay everyone back. Now you may wonder, well, why are we even talking about this then? Well, there's a bit more to it. So then we got another comment here from someone saying they had paid him £200 for 5 lessons. So he had the first lesson with no problem. Second lesson though, couldn't make it for a variety of reasons. And the most recent one was the day before this apology came out. So it's not looking good here. Then the same person said that he had a text interaction with him. Apparently George's train was stranded. Then there was a whole story about how he's actually the victim in this because people couldn't wait for their lessons, and that they destroyed his business because of internet rumors. I don't know. Sounds a little bullshit to me at this point. He said he wouldn't refund this guy's money essentially though, and that this guy's gonna go ahead with small claims against him and file a police complaint. Anyways, in the meantime, he dropped a new record. Yeah, there's definitely a comics pyramid scheme going on here. Pay back the old lesson refunders with the new lesson money. Is he going to deliver the lessons to the new people though? If he doesn't, then he's going to have to get more people in on the lessons and then not deliver them so he can pay back those people. So the next one we're going to talk about here are some pretty unhinged voice messages that some people got from him. I know voice messages, hilarious. There's so many things you could do with them as a producer, right? So the voice message recordings are actually gone at this point. I'm not sure if the person who uploaded them deleted them or they were DMCA'd or something. I don't know what exactly happened there. I'm just going to read you the transcripts here. You attack, you retreat. You attack, you realize you look like an idiot, you retreat. I'm getting you banned from Facebook, and in the UK we have a special police department dedicated to you and other creatures from under the bridge. Okay, that's pathetic. You could have gotten so much from me, but there is something inherently wrong with you. I clearly picked up on it, which is why I never helped you. So that's why you didn't give them the lessons? You turned good into bad, and I can't help people who do that. They can only help themselves. Feel free to spray paint this sentiment on your car door, mate. Soon it'll be the only platform you can use. I guess he's implying that he'll be homeless soon? I don't know. Quite disturbing shit though. Essentially, we do have results at this point. The website where he was promoting these lessons on, they removed him from the website. Request page no longer available. Another thing as well too, Metalheads actually removed him from the artist section on their website. He's no longer on there. It's in alphabetical order. There's a spot missing between B and D here though. And there we go, guys. That's the entire situation there. Long story short, if there's a lesson to learn today, it's be careful who you buy lessons from. Let me know your thoughts on this scam down below. Will they get their money back? I guess we'll find out at some point in the future. I guess I'll post an update if they do or don't. My bet, though, is they're probably not going to get their money back. They're not going to get their money back. This has done irreparable damage to the comics. Sorry, I keep calling them comics now. This has done irreparable damage to the comics brand, though. Once a legendary group of drum and bass producers, now it's just a single guy scamming people for lessons and scamming people out of shows, apparently, too. It's crazy because, like, in the lessons section, he would not show up to lessons because he had gigs. He wasn't showing up to the gigs either. So what was he doing? For every person who presses the like button on this video, I'll throw your laptop into the bathtub. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out my video on Palace scamming people by stealing from a collaborator. I'll link to that at the end of the video here. I'll see you guys next time.
And people like Weaver Beats come by to destroy it and spread lies like termites.
Bang Incorporated.